Morning, what's happening? Mark here. 5 a.m. on this Tuesday morning, and I'm just in Ponty Park walking the dog. Now I was abruptly woken this morning at 4:30. Now that wasn't by accident, that was intentional. I had a few things to do, and I made the intentional choice last night to not do them late last night, just to relax a bit, get myself to bed early and rise early and get those things done when I'm most productive, and that's in the morning. So as I went to bed last night, I had a bit of a research and tried to highlight a few things that could aid me in my new morning routine, and I just wanted to share these 4 top tips. Now the first tip, so tip number 1, was all around identifying how much sleep you need. And that was an easy one for me, because the last few months, well God, since having kids actually, I'm lying there, I'd say probably for the last 3 to 4 years, I've lived off not needing much sleep, and I can quite easily go to bed at probably 10:30, 11 o'clock, not set an alarm, and naturally wake up around 5 to 5:30. So it was quite easy for me to identify that I need very little sleep. Now I probably need 6 to 7 hours a night to operate, and to operate without being lethargic and tired. I think the theory out there says that we need between 5 and 9 hours sleep each night. Now everybody's different, but I know for me the magic number is around 6 hours. So last night, instead of staying up late trying to work and get some of the to-do list completed, I took the intentional choice to get to bed at a reasonable time and set my alarm for 4:30. So I ended up going to bed at 10, setting my alarm for 4:30, knowing that I would drift off asleep within half an hour of being in bed, so to get that magic 6 hours number. Now it might take some experimenting for you for all you out there, but for me the magic number is 6. So tip number 1 is all about identifying how much sleep you need. As I mentioned, for me the magic number is 6 hours, but have a little play. So set that alarm at standard time, and have a go at just reducing that a little bit. Have a go by reducing by 15 minutes, and just review each morning as you're experimenting with that sleep duration. Have a review each morning of how you feel. So I know through listening to quite a few audiobooks lately that some of the great leaders practice this 5 a.m. club, and they really see the benefit of the hours between 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the morning, before anyone gets awake, before there's any noise and distractions in the world. And I guess the theory says that at them times of the morning, between 5 and 8, we have more willpower, more energy, and more mental focus. And who wouldn't want that in their lives? But before I get on with the other 3 tips, I just wanted to share really an unrelated tip with you all. And that is, if you want to experiment with waking up that little bit earlier, it doesn't have to be 4 o'clock, doesn't have to be 4:30, but if you normally wake up at 7:45, just before the alarm, just before you need to get to work, and you're rushing to work all tired, and you want to experiment getting up, like say an hour earlier, just to make sure that you've got a little bit more time to relax, a little bit time to get yourself prepared for the day ahead, I guarantee you'll feel more productive throughout the day. So my unrelated tip is, if you want to get up at 4:30, go on a camping trip, because nature has a way of waking you up without setting no alarm. I was on a camping trip this weekend, and naturally, with it being the summer, the sun rises at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and the birds start chirping. There's no bloody way you will get any sleep past, well for me, past 5 o'clock. So it's 5:40 now. Just heading back home after a nice morning dog walk and a little bit of content creation. And before I share the next 3 tips, I'm going to head back home, power through my to-do list, and I want to jump on later and just give you a bit of an insight into how productive my day has been. Whilst I get cracking with my morning routine and the day ahead, I wanted to just leave you with a sneak preview of my lovely family weekend camping at 8 Bar Park. Obviously there was coffee involved, family time, a few alcoholic beverages and a lot of nice food. So I will be back on later this evening just to share my tips for the day, and I'll catch you in a bit. So B&Q car park, tip number 2 around morning routine and getting up early. Now tip number 2, if you're getting up early, you need to get your ass to bed earlier. So try these couple of simple steps. So make sure you get to bed at least 6 hours before you need to get up, and make sure that if you're going to bed a little bit earlier on these summer's nights, shut them curtains, dim the lights, get a bit of calm, and read a nice little book. But also another good little tip is listen to some calming music, a podcast, nothing business related, because that'll just send your mind absolutely wild. You'll be replanning what you're doing for your business strategy and your next day all over again and again. So tip number 2 is all around setting the environment for your sleep and getting to bed nice and early. Catch you in a bit. Now, does it get any more rock and roll than this? B&Q after work, it's about 28 degrees, hauling stuff in and out of the boot, rock and roll lifestyle. Now while I'm on, before I head back home, let me just drop tip 3 for you. So tip 3 around morning routine is please do not use that snooze button. In fact, why on earth was a snooze button ever invented? Like, for me, the snooze button is just an excuse then to be lazy. Set yourself up for laziness for the day. For me, I'm all about banning the snooze button. So tip number 3, ban the snooze button. Once your alarm goes off, get up and get at them. Morning, what is happening? Mark here, and I'm at Kingscroft in Pontefract for the local networking event, and it's Wednesday AM. Now, just a quick check-in on morning routine. I got up this morning at 5:45, I've been banging the drum about early morning get up, so for me that's like a lion. I got to bed late, so I got to bed at 12 o'clock and I managed my 6 hours. I took the decision. I was feeling quite focused last night, and it's strange really. I managed to stay up until 12 o'clock and I was awake, if we remember, at 4:30 on Tuesday morning. But I was just so focused of a night. I got cracking with some work and I made that intentional choice to go to bed later and get up after me 6 hours of sleep. So quick check-in on morning routine, and the last tip 4, and really tip 4 is all around defining a reason for waking up early. If there's no reason, if there's no purpose, why bother? And as this morning is an example for me, I didn't have a reason to get up. I didn't have a purpose to wake up early. I made that choice last night to get to bed a bit later when I was in the zone, whilst I was focused and completing some tasks. Went to bed at 12, got up at 5:45, up and at 'em, 30-minute turnaround, King's Cross Pontefract, ready for the local networking event. So tip number 4 even. Tip number 4 is all around, if you're wanting to wake up early, have a reason for that. Define that purpose of getting up, and it'll hold you to account more than anything. Now, I'm just ready to go in to King's Croft. So thank you once again for getting through the video. I hope you found some real value in terms of the top tips for morning routine. I'm certainly scheduling the morning routine. Well, 4:30 get up I'm scheduling into my calendar on a Tuesday and a Thursday morning. Just allows me the time to get up, create some good content, get on with some actions before the hustle and bustle of the day take hold of you. I know it's probably not sustainable every day, not for the short term anyway, but I'm gonna give it a try on Tuesday and Thursdays, and I encourage you to do the same, whether it would be 1 day a week or 7. Give it a try, guys. Get a little bit less sleep, get up that little bit earlier, go to bed earlier, and I'm guaranteed you'll see the benefit. So if you've got through the video this far, much appreciated. Thank you very much, and please do hit the subscribe button. I'm not sure if it's up here, if it's down there, wherever the hell it is. Hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. I'd be more interested in terms of your comments as well. Do you have any feedback? If so, drop a comment and join the Intensus Army. So don't forget, weekly vlogs dropping every Friday AM, focusing on maximum 5 key strategies throughout life and fitness. Sharing my self-reflections of my personal journey and hopefully adding some value to your lives. So until the next one, catch you in a bit.